Okay, so let's look at these last four examples of 7.3 using proportions to solve problems here. And so we'll just look at them here. Here's the first one. You can read those ahead of time. And so what we're doing is looking for how many eggs are needed for 15 people. So again, I can do a ratio and proportion, which I'm doing here. Make two ratios and then check to see, right? So here's one ratio, 4 eggs to 6 people is how many eggs to 15 people. And then what you do, of course, to solve that is you cross multiply. When you do that cross multiplication, I'll squeeze it underneath here. 15 times 4, you get 60 is equal to, since these are a proportion, is equal to 60x. And so what we're looking for, x is equal to 10, which we get over here by using what we call rates. Convert the 4 eggs into 6 people is 0.66 eggs per person, and then multiply that by 15, you get your 10 again. So make sure you're taking a look at that again. This was you get 10 here. On this one here, 29 miles per 1 gallon is 600 miles per how many gallons? And so that's what we can do to look at this problem here. We already have it as a unit rate, 29 miles per gallon. And so here you would cross multiply. And so in this case, you end up with 29x equals 609. So you just go ahead and divide those two numbers, 609 divided by 29, and you would go ahead and get your answer of 21. And so remember, these are units, so it's 21 gallons are needed for 609 miles. Continue on with these other two examples here. Here you have the ratio of a 1/2 centimeter, looking at a map, is 35 miles. So how much is 4 centimeters? So half a centimeter for 35 miles. 4 centimeters is how many miles? And so in this case here, you can then see when you cross multiply, you end up with this answer here. 0.5 times x, 35 times 4, and then you're going to go ahead and then do 140 divided by 0.5. And so in this case, your x is 280. We could also, I think, would have just done is a 1/2 centimeter is 35. If you want to think this through, then 1 centimeter is 70. And then that would then lead us to using proportional thinking. 4 centimeters is the same as 280 miles, because 4 times 280. So that's another way to think about it. How many centimeters represent 420 miles? And again, using the setup, you end up with this cross multiplication. And then you end up having to divide that by 210 divided by 5. So it would be 6 centimeters would get you that. But again, once we knew that it was 1 centimeter is 70 miles, we could have kind of figured that out in some other way, potentially proportional thinking. And lastly, just comparing these prices here. We're looking for the home price divided by its tax bill. Gets you $63.29, right? And then here you get $54.04. So the two houses were not taxed at the same rate, right? We're doing a rate. And so the answer is no in this case, because how much your house is worth divided by your taxes, right? So $63.29. For every value of your house, you get $1 of tax there. And so this is the same thing. $54 value of house is for $1 tax. So they're not at the same rate.